Hello, my name's Natalie and I'm one of the physiotherapists that work in the Child Development Centre in the Southern Trust. So today we're going to be talking about little Georgia here. We're going to be talking about different activities you can do at home to encourage your child to cruise or step along the furniture. So cruising usually happens at about 8 to 14 months. Every child is different, so some may take longer than this, especially if any children have medical conditions or diagnoses. They may take a good while longer than this. So cruising is generally the method that children and babies use to develop their walking skills, and they'll do it first of all. It's a lovely other position for play. They can stand and play with their toys at the sofa and move along to try and get their toys, and it's a lovely strengthening activity for their legs, and also helps to develop the strength in their middle or their trunk, which helps with their balance and their stability. This all prepares them for when they're trying to walk independently. It actually also helps to strengthen their arms and their upper limbs and shoulders, because they do lots of pushing and weight bearing and straightening of their arms on the sofa, don't you? And that will help actually with their upper limb and their hand function as they get older. There are some skills your child needs to develop before they can do some cruising and stepping at the sofa. They'll need to have good sitting balance. They'll probably need to be able to kneel at a piece of furniture and probably play here for a wee while too. It'll also be good if they can pull to stand, though not all children may have gained their pull to stand just yet. Some, but not all of them, may be crawling. If your child's a bottom shuffler, don't worry, they'll get there in the end, but it may take them a wee while longer then to do the pull to stand and the cruising, because they haven't had that opportunity through crawling to develop that strength they need in their legs. So initially, when you place your child in standing, the best piece of furniture to have, Matt, is something that's about chest height. As you can see, this is absolutely perfect for Georgia. It means that it's given her support, and initially your child probably will stoop a wee bit and take that lovely support from the sofa or from the stool or whatever you're using there. And as they get stronger, as you can see, she's getting a bit stronger, they'll straighten up, they'll not be stooping forward, and they'll actually be able to use their hands for play, to play with some toys. As you can see, she's demonstrating beautifully here. So, initially, when your child's just learning to cruise, you may need to give them some support, okay, if they don't have good balance just quite yet. And a lovely wee way to actually help introduce them to stepping along the sofa is to help by actually facilitating them moving their wee leg. Before we do that, we need motivation. She's away at all. So, favourite toys out of reach. Show them it. Get them really interested. Look, Georgia, you're going to go for the toy. Good girl, good girl. And you just want to take this wee foot, lift it, bend that knee and step that leg over, and she will step this other one, good girl, across. So just helping that wee knee, bend it, place it. Good girl, good girl, good girl. Lovely, well done. Good girl, Georgia. And again, click, click, click. Click, 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 good girl. Ta-ta. Good girl, big step. Good girl. You may need to hold on at the wee hips here if they haven't got good balance as well with the other hand. And you can just do that the same on the way back. Good eye, good. Georgia. Ta-ta. Good girl. Look. Good girl. Hand on here just to help. Step that foot. And she should walk her hands over. Look. Good girl. With you. Good girl. Good girl. Well done. Well done. So once you get a bit better at that, another wee thing you can do is help her move at her hips. So what you want to do is just transfer the weight onto her back leg. By doing that, it'll free up this leg. So I'm just, good girl. She's a wee bit good for this. Good girl. Transfer the weight on the back leg. It frees up this front one for her to step. Georgia, move this leg. See, that leg's coming up. Big step. Good girl. So another nice thing to do is to actually encourage your child. Georgia just dropped down there, okay? And we're gonna actually try and encourage her to try and come around. To try and come around a corner. So popping two bits of furniture at a nice 90-degree angle, okay? We'll encourage her to come to the edge, take a wee step across and try and come over. Yeah. Good girl, you coming across? You gonna reach? Good girl. Big reach, big reach. Good girl, Georgia. Lovely. So you can, again, as I said, challenge her further then by making a bit of a gap there and hoping then she'll take 1 or 2 wee independent steps to bridge that gap. Good girl. Good girl. So another nice wee thing to try and encourage them to do is if you pop, if your child is standing at the sofa set and you pop another piece of furniture directly behind them. So Georgia has dropped to the floor and come back up with this other piece. Now that's a wee bit farther away. You can start with it in really nice and close and encourage her to actually turn around. Georgia, look. And reach with that hand. Good girl, big reach. So hopefully this wee video today has helped to give you some ideas of how to encourage your child to do a bit of sidestepping and cruising along the sofa and in between different pieces of furniture. Once they've developed that and they've get nice and strong, you'll see them starting to go on their own. You won't even have to motivate them too much and they'll be bridging gaps, moving around the living room. At this stage, you know, they're very close to independent walking and taking their own first steps. There you go, good girl. Just remember, loads of verbal prompts to your child, smiles, singing, making it a game. It's not their physio exercises, as they'll learn more quickly and will enjoy it more if they're having fun.